Hello everybody, this is Troy from Clixstars at Morningstar Games in Savannah, Georgia. Today, I know it's been a while since we've done quick picks, and I've gotten just, fallen behind, but I'm going to try to pump out a bunch of these over the weekend, so hopefully they'll be posted by next week, so you'll have plenty of content to look at. Today we're going to be looking at some Yu-Gi-Oh! Series 3 figures. All of these are Series 3 figures with the exception of the Mystical Elf, but she is way too good not to highlight and spread the word about if you haven't heard about her already. So, I'm going to start off with the Wing Weaver here. She is a very, very good-looking sculpt. She's got nice wings, she's got the hair. This is a light theme team, as you can see. Light. Focus in there. There we go. She has no special abilities, but she starts off, and she's a complete support piece. She's got Earthbound, Defend, and Support. Yes, you heard me, Earthbound. She starts off with not being able to fly, and that does hinder her, but she does give out this great 18 with her Defend. And she has 10 in Incapacitate. So while you do have to carry her around or just walk her around when she has that 18 in Defend, she is very valuable in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game where 18 is not the most common defense value. Now, once she takes some damage, or if you decide to push her, not only does she start flying again, but she goes to charge, 17 and invulnerability, 3 in exploit, and 9 attack. And I would try to get her onto her third click, where she is the same stats, except her 9 attack jumps to an 11. Can't really see it because I'm having to improvise with my setup right now. It's going to be a little shaky, but yeah, there we go, the 11 attack. So she's really good. I'm pretty sure she has about 8 clicks, and she has regeneration for 2 of those. So for 98 points, she is great. I would highly recommend it. The only flaw really she has is that she only has one keyword, and that is light. But with all the lantern rings and GW bridge and all that kind of stuff, pretty sure you guys can find a way to give her another keyword. Next, we have the Magician of Faith. She is a relatively simple piece. She's 60 points. She's a decent attacker and supporter at the same time. She starts off with some stealth and 16 super senses, which is pretty low, but you might not want to stay on that click for the longest time. She has 2 in prob, and she has 9 with a special ability, which is her attack power is Psychic Blast, and if she hits somebody with 1 action token on them, they get another action token, which is helpful, but again, she has a 9 attack, so it's not going to be that useful. I personally would push her once, because she retains her stats, the exact same stats, but she goes to Energy Shield instead of Super Senses, and there's enough Precision Strike running around the game right now that Super Senses isn't that valuable. She has a trait, which is very interesting, called Spell Return, which means when she takes damage, but she isn't KO'd, you can take a spell that you remove from the game and then place it back into your spell pool. And how spells, I'm just going to do a basic run over. Spells in this game, you give a Yu-Gi-Oh! Character power action. You pay the cost of the spell when you build your force. They can either be characters that turn into spells when they get KO'd, or you can pay their cost. The most expensive one I've seen is 10 points, so they're pretty cheap. And then you give the Yu-Gi-Oh! Character power action, and you put the trap or the spell on their card, and then you activate it whenever the spell tells you to. And then usually once they're done, they're removed from the game. She lets you get them back. So she's very good for 60 points for a 6-range prob. She has some Psychic Blast, she has some stealth and phasing. She's pretty good. Actually, I'm going to leave the Mystical Elf for last because she's so good. The Spirit of the Harp is very unassuming. She has 4 range, she has enhancement, but she also comes loaded in with mind control, incapacitate, and barrier at the same time. Now, with only a 4 range, that's not all that impressive. But she still can do plenty of things, and she will bounce back and forth between barrier and energy shield occasionally. She keeps enhancement most of her dial, and I'm pretty sure she keeps mind control her entire dial. Yes, she only has 5 clicks, just like the Magician of Faith, but she's 60 points as well, and 5 clicks for 60 points on a support piece is not that big a deal to me. Her main pull is she only has the light keyword. The Magician of Faith had Big 5, Yugimoto, Light, and Mystical, so she can go nice on a Mystical theme team. But the Spirit of the Harp only has Light, and Soothing Music, her trait, is you give her a power action and you choose a friendly character within 4, so within her range, and she gives them willpower and herself willpower, so if you push her when you do that, she will be fine. So she is an interesting piece that you can carry around. I can see her being used in non-Yu-Gi-Oh teams where you have a really nice flyer like a Superman or something like that that might not have willpower. I mean, usually Superman has willpower, but you've got a good example would probably be like an Iron Man or something along those lines, where they can be she can be carried around with them and lend them her enhancement, and she can barrier if they need defense, or incapacitate anybody next to them, or mind control them to make them walk away, and she can hand them willpower while she's doing it, which is really nice. And lastly, with Yugimoto, Light, and Mystical, we have the Mystical Elf. This piece is amazing. She's 50 points for the best support piece, one of the best support pieces in the game. Now, she starts off with 8 phasing, so she can get away from bad spots. She has 0 range, which is fine. She has 10 attack with a special attack power, 18 in barrier, and then 2 with a special damage power. Now, her special attack power is at the beginning of the turn, you roll, and on a 4 through 6, you heal an adjacent character 1 click. And that's regardless of if they're adjacent to an opposing character. There's no modifiers or anything to that, so it's like a free kind of support, almost. And then her damage power is probability control and support, so even if you heal them 1, you can heal them again as long as they're not next to anybody, or you're not next to anybody. And you can prob that roll if need be, or save it for something more important. And she has about 5 clicks as well. That's the only really bad part of this team, is that they have low health, but if you play them right, you can keep them from being hit. Now, she lands on an amazing last click. She only has 9 attack, 8 movement, no special powers there. She has 1 in support, but she jumps to a big 19 in willpower, so she can keep your people alive. She is essential, because if anybody does get hit, if she can support them or keep them healed up with her attack power, and they will be in relatively good health. The Wing Weaver is also, you want to try to keep her on that first click for the defend, but when stuff starts getting bad, you want to click her into her battle phase, because she has plenty of health after that. Overall, good figures. They just simply not sure how well they will work against actual, like, non-Yu-Gi-Oh pieces, because I did play these guys once with a blue power battery against a Red Lantern team with a red power battery, but there was a lot of luck involved in that when I ended up making it through. Hi, Sandy. And the Wing Weaver was the only one left at the end of it all. So this is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series 3 Light Team, Ladies of Light, Light Brigade, whatever you might want to say. And they're pretty nice. So, as I said, this is going to go a little long. I'm going to be pumping these out real quick. I'm going to do some Age of Ultron. I'm going to do some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Series 3, maybe even some older Yu-Gi-Oh! Figures or some Mage Knight figures, some of the lesser-known stuff. And if there's anything specific you guys want to see, please leave a comment below. And you can also, you can just leave a comment below or on our Facebook page, and I will be glad to do anything that you guys want to look at. This has been Troy from Clixstars at Morningstar Games, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.